Singapore authorities are for the first time breeding bigger marine tilapia fish that have better chances of survival in a bid to boost demand for local produce. Accredited farms may buy these young fish from a centre dedicated to this purpose. Singapore's Farm Association says the move will help keep the industry sustainable and bolster the country's food security. Eugene Chow with more.
These dishes at this seafood restaurant will be made with a new brand of local tilapia called the Straits fish in a month's time. It says the fish bred by the Singapore Agro-Food Enterprises Federation and its partners is fresh and has a better, rough texture. They are also bigger than the usual local fish at about 1 kilogram and more suitable for cooking.
Price point is very important, and with all the agencies working together, we managed to talk to the farmers and get it at the right price, which is very visible for us to use. And also, having to get access to fresh seafood inland in Singapore, I think that's what most of chefs would love to have, fresh seafood.
5 local farms are already producing about 600 kilograms of tilapia a week, and they are prepared for 5 times that volume if needed. That's the aim, as once the tilapia consistently weigh a kilogram each, even hotels and banquets will be able to use them. The Federation says a constant supply of good fish babies from the National Broodstock Centre is expected to help local farms scale up. They have been struggling to do so.
Farms always look for a trusted and also consistent fingerlings. They need to know that the parentage of the fingerlings that they get are good parents. Because with good parents, the fish will grow to the correct size. So the challenge is a lot of time if they have to import the fingerlings, they have no idea really what the parents are, where they come from.
Despite the improved quality, they will cost up to 50 cents each, the same as those imported from Malaysia and Indonesia. Mr. Cheong adds his team will look at how to improve the growth and survival rate of the fish. He says this will help local farms turn a profit more easily. Under the initiative, they take about 7 months to grow out. The Broodstock Centre aims to have its first batch of fast-growing golden-coloured tilapia hit the market in a year's time.
For a bigger bite into this story, have with us Professor William Chen. He's the director of Singapore Agri-Food Innovation Lab. He's also director Food of Science Technology Program at NTU Singapore. He speaks to us from Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. Professor, this move to breed better tilapia, how much can it tackle the problem of too small fish and less than ideal survival rates?
Thank you for having me on the program. The story we just saw certainly is a very encouraging development as a part of effort to boost this aquaculture. But we ought to see that this is an integrated ecosystem. The resiliency from the fish themselves is one thing, but we also need to see the water quality. How do we monitor the water quality? How do we incorporate technology to prevent the fish from getting sick or from getting this pollution in the environment? And another important factor is actually the cost of fish feed, which takes up to 50 to 70% of the operating cost. So, to conclude, we ought to see this as part and parcel of this integrated effort to support our local aquaculture industry.
Right. Now, restaurants seem more willing to try locally farmed fish. So what about hawker centres? What will it take for them to be interested?
Certainly, we have been seeing this a lot of education, raising awareness among consumers, but a consumer is also part of the ecosystem. We're now seeing the restaurant are taking up some locally produced fish. This is very encouraging. I think, as you rightly pointed out, hawker centers or even schools and other organizations like SAF probably can also help to support this local aquaculture industry.
Right. Now, Professor, fish is a favorite of many Singaporeans. Now, how can we get them to eat more locally produced fish to improve food resilience?
Well, I would say that the selling point of locally produced fish are the following. First, they are fresher. Second, we by improving or modulating the ingredient of the fish feed, we can actually enhance the nutrition profile of the locally produced fish. Therefore, as we compare with imported fish, we actually can highlight the two advantages of locally produced fish, which is better nutrition and fresher fish.
Right. Let's look at some of the difficulties that's faced by the industry. What are some of the biggest challenges faced by Singapore's aquaculture industry?
Well, again, in the ecosystem that we see, up and down, a lot of traditional fish farmers uh, have retired or plan to retire. And then we also see that the water pollution around our Singapore island is a constant problem that we need to. It's a little bit beyond our control, but we need to really incorporate technology that can monitor efficiently these changes in the water quality, as well as monitoring the growth and the need for fish feed for our new fish farmers. And lastly, we can actually incorporate technology in a more cost-effective way, so to lower the cost of operation of this fish farm. Yeah.
Right now, with the challenges that you've just listed, do you think there's a future for Singapore aquaculture?
Oh, certainly. I'm of the view that aquaculture holds a big promise for our food resilience. Simply put, it doesn't depend on land. And the Singapore, we know we only have 1% of land for farming, and let alone develop land-based aquaculture, which will be costly and less sustainable. But fortunately, we are surrounded by open seas, so aquaculture with the enhancement and improvement of technology for monitoring, for enhancing the fish health, I think agriculture would certainly be one of the strong pillars for our food resiliency.
Right. And lastly, Prof, what more can the government do to keep agriculture thriving here?
I think government is giving a lot of support already. As recently reported, the Singapore Food Agency is supporting this local production to up to 6,700 tons annually. This is almost double of the amount of the local fish production back in 2023. I think moving forward, probably we can envisage formation of something like a SAFI, but for the fish farmers, so that they can share technology and then share these different ways of lowering the cost of the operation of this new generation of the fish farms. And together with value chain creation, we can encourage wider off-taker bases. And then in time to come, we'll see the locally produced fish will getting more and more popular among our Singaporean consumers.
All right, Professor, thank you for those insights. Professor William Chen there from Singapore Agri-Food Innovation Lab and the Food Science and Technology Program, NTU Singapore.